Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. You may have seen a previous video, pickups video, and a thank you video regarding slashers on Blu-ray from TerraVision. Thank you to my good buddy Fred for sending this as a belated birthday gift yet again. This is a movie that I had watched years ago. My buddy Mitch had said it was really good and asked me if I had ever seen it. I either streamed it on YouTube or on Netflix perhaps at the time. Really enjoyed it. Looked it up. They had a DVD. I was sort of holding out for a Blu-ray, and I guess I held out long enough because it's probably been about 8 years now or something, and now it's finally on Blu-ray from TerraVision. It's a 2001 comedy horror sort of slasher, I guess, kind of movie. It's a low-budget film, but it's very fun. So the movie pretty much has a group of contestants who are on this popular Japanese game show where there are no rules and serial killers chase you around and kill you. The contestants can kill the serial killers to get more money. They can kill each other to try and screw each other over. Meanwhile, they're getting chased sort of through these labyrinthian sets. There's like different themes. One of them looks like a bunch of wood. One of them looks like a clown maze. So they're sort of different. Think of the movie 31 from Rob Zombie before Rob Zombie did that movie. This is 2001, so it's way before. Each of the characters have their own motivations and reasons for being on the show, whether it be winning the show and getting out alive, being the last person and getting millions of dollars, or going on to prove a point. One of the main characters is, I don't want to spoil why she's on the show, but she has like a meaningful reason she's on the show, and she starts talking about how people watching the show are adding to this and making money and gambling and doing all this stuff over people's misery and death. So she has her own, points and reasoning. And some of the people mock her on the show while she's on it, and some of them kind of understand it. They're like, now's not the time. We're running from a killer. Don't start giving expose about, how the world is corrupt. So there's all like different personalities. The funny part is there's a little bit of like a wall breaking mechanic going on. Some of the characters will talk to the camera, or they'll say, okay, we have to take a commercial break. Nobody can kill each other for 1 minute. And then the characters stand there and they're like looking at each other. And you can see the serial killer wants to kill them and the person wants to run, but they can't because they're not on TV right now. And if they go to move, they have these necklaces on with like a red diamond or something. And if they run or do something they're not supposed to, like attack the cameraman, it shocks them. So it keeps them in line and keeps the game show going. And it's like the biggest watched thing in the world in Japan. And, this is like the American like first trial run, sort of how they're doing this with Americans and putting it out on, I guess, American television or whatever. So it's really funny. Think of something like Running Man or Smash TV, but Japanese oriented, and then serial killers chasing them with like different little themes. The one serial killer is Chainsaw Charlie, which may be a Terry Funk reference, I don't know. He's like a hillbilly with a mask and like red curly hair like Howdy Doody, and he runs around with a chainsaw, and he's very over the top Southern. Then there's the Preacher Man, which is like a little evil, I guess, reverend with like a knife that looks like a cross. And then finally, there's a doctor with a mask on with like these weird goggles, and he has these big like scissor man shears from Clock Tower. And it's just a fun little cool movie. You don't know who's going to survive, what their motivations are, who's going to double cross each other and why. And everyone, again, has their own kind of standout things. There can be a little too much dialogue sometimes where they're sitting there arguing amongst each other and you're like, come on, let's pick up. But I guess you got to think, like, if you were in this setting, you'd be talking to each other too, like, what the hell do we do next? This Blu-ray is packed to the gills with commentary, promos, trailers, tips on how to stay alive, like 6 or 7 interviews, Japanese deleted scenes, and a additional version of the movie that's 2 hours instead of an hour and a half. So if you're a fan of this film, it looks great, by the way. If you're a fan of this film and you liked it in the past, this is like the definitive, perfect way to pick it up. It's goofy, it's fun, it's not meant to be taken very seriously or be scary or anything. It's not really a horror movie, but it has horror elements to it. Let me know, guys, if you've seen Slashers. It's a really fun one, and thank you again to my friend Fred for sending it, because I enjoy this one. Let me know if you've seen it. I want to know your input, and if you go to watch it after this and it sounds interesting, come back and leave a comment. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.